acceptable for a woman to meet 7 men, 7 strangers, and go live with them and converse with them and play with them? When is that acceptable?
I don't really think that that's acceptable.
Well, why does Snow White get to do it?
It was almost like, I was like, what is this? Freaking Goldilocks? She was walking up in their house and sleeping in their bed and eating their food and stuff like that.
How dare you think you're so privileged to do something like that? What gives you the right?
Okay. We're reviewing Snow White.
Yes, we are. I'm going to fire it up here because I was not happy.
Snow White is rated PG. It's 1 hour and 49 minutes long.
Okay.
It stars Rachel Ziegler, Amelia Foucher, and Gal Gadot.
That's our Wonder Woman, whom we love. So what's going on? I mean, we all know the story of Snow White, but just go ahead and tell us anyways what's going on in this version of Snow White.
A princess joins forces with 7 dwarfs to liberate her kingdom from her cruel stepmother, the evil queen.
So she just meets these 7 people and she just trusts them to help her defeat her stepmother.
Well, she finds her way to their house and then she's going to leave, but they're like, wasn't there a storm or something? So they're like, just stay. It's okay.
And she just said, okay. Don't know nothing about
thing. Well, they were sweet and they were short. They were short. So I guess she felt
okay.
safe. I don't know, man. I'm going to get canceled right now for saying that one, probably. I'm sorry.
All right, let's just go ahead and
Speaking of the shortness, I like the dwarves, but they're very polarizing. A lot of people hated the dwarves because they're CGI.
That's what I was going to talk about.
A lot of people, some people like the dwarves. I like the dwarves. I felt like they kind of made this horrible movie that a little bit brighter. But I do feel for the what are we calling them now? I'm sorry. The people with dwarfism. That they could have starred in this. But then Disney probably was like, look, we put the people with dwarfism in this and we get complaints probably. We don't put them in and we get complaints. It probably was like a double-edged sword.
There was an issue. There was an issue that came up. I was reading an article about it. There was an issue about that. And one of the guys, and I forgot his name, but he played in Game of Thrones. We know his name.
Peter Dinklage.
There you go. There kind of said some, like, hey, we already know where it was going to go. And I feel exactly what he was saying, where you could have just used people with dwarfism. I would have liked to have seen it because it was weird seeing Snow White as a regular human and then seeing the dwarves as CGI. I get it. Some people either like it or didn't.
Kind of real, but I knew. But when you know they're CGI, plus they're magical, so I accepted it.
We kind of let it. You just accepted it for what it is. What it's supposed to be, a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Well, let me just tell you.
I would have liked to have people with dwarfism actually play the real role because they need roles too, just like everybody else. I am glad when I see them getting more and more roles now. Not that there's a ton, but when I do see them, I am happy for them.
And not just roles where they're just where they need someone who's a dwarf. They're just like Peter Dinklage gets all kind of roles now because he stopped accepting just getting cast in those roles. Right. And when he did that, the guy is freaking good.
He's amazing.
He is amazing.
Right.
But he decided to stop accepting it.
On the same note, I enjoy when I see when they hire actors that are deaf or blind because they deserve roles too.
Yes.
And they're great actors too. The ones I've seen have been great actors.
Yes, especially
why
the deaf
not
ones
put them
too.
in there?
And the kids. Oh.
Yeah.
They've been excellent on they got some on The Walking Dead that are deaf. And they're just excellent. They're so good. They're just as good as everybody else on that set, if not better sometimes.
I would love to continue seeing that.
Yes. And I agree with you there. Yeah, a lot of people agree with that. So like you said, that's where we're kind of on the fence a little bit. But with this one, I'm just going to say, for me, I would say I would have just taken the kids to it if I'd known that it was going to disappoint me like this. It just wasn't good. It was very basic. It was a basic story. There was nothing different.
They tried to update it a little too much. When you're talking about bringing the kids, there was kids there when I went, and nobody screamed. There was only a couple because I went, the day before. But there were some kind of scary parts in there, I would think, for some little
with the
ones.
Queen.
Yeah, I would say maybe 6 and up or 7 and up, because I felt like kids younger than that might get scared and have some nightmares, you know, with the Queen and with the forest and the apple itself. I was like, ooh, that's dark.
They already don't want to eat their fruit as it is anyways, but I wasn't even loving Gal Gadot in here, and I love Gal Gadot.
She had a blast. She said she was loving
That's
playing
cool.
the evil queen and getting to sing and dance and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know she could sing. I was like, wait, she can sing, but I just didn't like it. It was very basic to me.
A lot of people didn't like it. I pulled up IMDb right before I came over here to meet with you, and I've never seen this in my life. I don't know how this happened, but it had 1.25 out of 10.
Well, look at what the tomato meter gave it.
Right, but the tomato meter is 41% and the popcorn meter is 74%. I'm talking 1.5 out of 10.
So you could give one.
You could give 1.5 on IMDb. You could give a 1, and a lot of people gave 1s apparently.
Oh, I don't know if
I wouldn't go that far, but jeez.
I mean, while we're already on the topic, I'm just going to honestly say it that I'm giving it 2 clappers.
That's fair, because I'm going to also give it 2, because like I said, I kind of enjoyed the dwarfs. You know, they were sweet.
They were sweet, but the story was very bland and basic.
It was.
Like, what I loved was Snow White and the Huntsman. That's the kind of stuff I want. I don't need the basic.
And that was updated
anymore.
too. This was trying to update. And we don't need a Prince Charming, and we don't need a this, and we don't need a. Well, you cut everything out.
It gets so political sometimes. You just wanna.
And you lost your way when you cut all that stuff out. Cut, and forgot. So this adaptation marks the longest interval between Disney animated film and its live-action remake, with nearly 88 years separating the 1937 original from the 2025 release.
That's a long time.
The architecture of the townhouses near the castle resembles that of architectural styles of the Hesse region in Germany, which is where the Brothers Grimm, who published one of the most famous versions of the Snow White story, were from. Which the Brothers Grimm wrote some scary stuff.
I was about to say, yes.
If you really read those books, they're really nitty gritty. So that is also why this is, you think Snow White, la 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 la.
No, you didn't get that.
And then I was there with my movie partner, and he was like, "This is a musical."
Yeah, because I was like,
he's like, if they sing one more song, I'm out.
I wasn't prepared. I mean, I wasn't prepared for it to be a musical either. I was thinking about other stuff about the movie, and I'm just like, I'm like,
well, there's a few songs. He's like, yeah, but I didn't expect it to be a musical. I'm like, well.
Wow, so the ratings it's not doing good. And actually, they're saying right now that A Working Man is surpassing it.
It surpassed it in its opening
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, big time.
This one wasn't Miss Disney. Sorry.
You tried, and this one missed.
It happens. It happens sometime. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in to our short and sweet review of Snow White. Don't forget that Jules and I, we are on, first and foremost, we are on Cash App. You'll see our handle somewhere around in here. Any donations are appreciated. We pay for all of our own software, do our own editing. We pay for our movies. We have several movies that we have to see per month. So we pay for all of our own stuff. So anything is appreciated. And we thank all of our donors that have come through for us.
Thank you.
Yes, you really make a difference. We're also on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. So make sure you like, subscribe, chat with us, share. Let us know what you want to see. We take requests. Doesn't matter what genre it's from. Just let us know. We'll review it. Shout you out on the show.
And thank you to our new subscribers and our old subscribers.
Yes.
But we got a few new ones, so I wanted to do a special shout out for that.
Yes. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching us. And hopefully we will see you back soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.